Hello and welcome. I'm Bruce Fulton, a course developer and instructor of record for LIS672 Introduction to Applied Technology. Over the next several weeks, you'll be guided by me and one of our adjunct faculty as we explore some key technologies that support digital collections. Our approach will be to encourage as much hands-on techie experience as possible, supported by readings, rich media presentations, and exercises that will furnish context and allow you to reflect on the impact of technology on the information environment today. In such a short time, we can only scratch the surface. We really only have time to explore just a few of the many kinds of technologies, applications, and practices in use today. And each of the areas we will touch on could be full courses in and of themselves. As you work through the material, keep in mind that the goal is not to make you an expert in one course. When you look at the schedule, you see that's just simply not possible. Rather, we hope that you will build on your current level of technological skills and abilities in directions that meet your personal and career objectives, and that you become an effective, lifelong technology learner. Concentrate as much on the learning process as on the learning itself. Now, a few words about positioning. This course introduces you to basic technologies that support digital collections, and it can stand alone as an introduction to server technologies, the Unix-Linux command line, web servers, databases, scripting, and some other technological components. It's a cornerstone in our Digital Information Management Certificate program, as well as a distributed elective in the technology strand for the Library and Information Science Master's degree, and an elective in the Master of Science in Information degree. Further, it's one of the recommended electives in the Archives Certificate for those pursuing interest in digital archives. But this course also sets the stage for LIS675, the Advanced Digital Collections course, where you install and configure software to build digital collections, the same software in use today in libraries, archives, and museums. And pretty much everything you learn in this course feeds into and is necessary for that course offered in the spring. So what you learn here is hands-on practical and real world, if that's where your interests lie. If you're pursuing the Digital Management Certificate or thinking about digital archives, then you should also be thinking about following this course with 675 in the spring. I really like to think of this as really one-year-long course. The course syllabus is linked in D2L and is the guiding document for the course, so read it carefully and at depth. And make sure you understand all policies, requirements, and conditions. If you have questions about course policies or policies of the School of Information or the University of Arizona, first check the syllabus. The syllabus also explains the technology resource requirements for successful completion of the course. You really do need to meet all the technical requirements in terms of your computer specifications and access to the internet. If you don't, you won't be able to complete the course. If your questions are not answered there, contact us so we can answer the question or direct you to the appropriate resource. To begin with, we'd like to know a little bit about the main computer and that you're going to be using and some of the peripherals you'll use for the course, just to make sure that you and we won't run into problems. Because the tech requirements for this course are somewhat perhaps more advanced than the basic tech requirements for the School of Information as a whole. In recent years, we've had very few problems with the equipment students are bringing to the party, but we just want to check to make sure. There are some instructions here. You can come back to a copy of the slide about how you access what the version of operating system you have and the amount of memory. When you follow those instructions, you're going to see something like this for Windows. Here you can see there's going to be a little print when you access it in Windows 10. Here's what it looks like on the Macintosh. You're going to write that down and email us with that information and some additional information about the make and model of your cable modem, your home router. A lot of them today are a combo unit. They're both a modem and a home router. You can run a speed test just to make sure you're up to snuff on the speeds that you're getting, and then you can email those technical instructions to us in advance of the class, just to make sure that we're going to be okay. So the course organization, just briefly how the course lays out. News and announcements are located on the course homepage. You need to be sure to read those. The content documents, where the course is located in the content folder in D2L. There's a lecture component. It's embedded in D2L content. Sometimes it's also included as a linked document that organizes the knowledge, activities, and theory of the unit. It will point to external resources such as required readings, supplementary video, audio lectures, other kinds of resources. Those are all required readings or viewings unless they're otherwise noted. There's an assignment section that describes the specific tasks you need to complete over the course of each module. Because this is a hands-on class, the assignment section will often include detailed instructions on installation, configuration, or test procedures. Many of the assignments actually extend the lecture by providing initial analysis, readings, or external references and links. Most weeks there are multiple assignments. They include hands-on practice, the assigned discussion topic, suggestions for a blog, and any required written documents that need to be submitted to the Dropbox. Other documents might include handouts, supplementary materials, and required readings that aren't freely available on the web that will be included in content. The discussion sections, one of the regular assignments each week requires you to participate in the discussion section on a required topic or idea that's a required course component and contributes to the overall class participation portion of your grade. So you can refer to the syllabus for expectations and the evaluation rubric. There's a separate discussion section for each unit. There's a discussion topic called activity. That's a separate discussion area that's less formal and open. That's where you would post technical questions about the week's activities. If you get stuck, you post there. You can comment on readings, bring new discussion topics or matters of interest to the class that relate to that week's topic. And there's an activity section for each unit. There's a single discussion area called Student Lounge that provides a discussion section. It's a place for off-topic or general interest postings that sometimes come up. So use that in the course home for general interaction with fellow students. Most weeks there's a short quiz that will confirm your understanding of terms and concepts. They're short, mostly multiple choice. You can take them up to 3 times for your highest score. And then questions from those quizzes are incorporated into a final exam. And I believe the final exam also includes one or more essay questions. There's more in the course syllabus on that. The Dropbox is the place where you, I think it's now called the assignments folder, but there's that's where you upload your assignments each week. For the most part, that's proof that you completed the hands-on assignments. I think there are also a couple of short writing assignments. So all your assignments are uploaded to the Dropbox. It records the time and date for that the assignments are uploaded. You can refer to the syllabus for the policies on late assignments. And you can review the grading breakdown and grading policies in this syllabus as well. We're going to be using UA CBT, UA computer-based training for a few of the elements. These are UA CBT has several thousand self-paced video learning. It's a good resource for you to use for other things that you might want to learn as well. These are supplementary videos that we're going to use to help you learn some of the concepts. Once you receive your U of A Net ID, I would imagine most of you already have it. If you once you're registered, you can access the courseware. There's a URL here the specific instructions for the resources we'll use are included in the assignments documentation. There's a blog that we will have you work on each week. Basically, this is like a diary that you keep on your progress. There's one entry each week, and there's suggestions for what we would like you to include. And then there's some other external resources, some video lectures and recordings that will come up, and those are described in various places as we go along. So the topic schedule, you can read through this. This is tentative, but this is stabilized fairly well over the past few years that we've offered the course. So you can read through these, and I expect that this will be fairly stable as we go on. The last few units we do change up occasionally. These are primarily scripting, so those changes as the sites that we use make changes. So 15 modules to this course. They open on a Wednesday. All assignments, readings, and activities for a module must be completed by the following Sunday. We're giving you a few extra days starting with this delivery. So that gives you about a week and a half to work on things. The course is asynchronous. That means you don't have to check in at any specific time, but it's not a self-course. You need to keep up in progress as a group. That's important because you and your fellow students will be an important resource for troubleshooting and problem solving. So you should count on checking into the course at least 4 or 5 days each week to keep up with announcements, discussions, and assignments. You're required to participate in the guided discussions, and those really can't wait till the last minute. You also need to keep up with the readings and assignments. So much of this course is hands-on that if you wait until the weekend to do all your work and run into a problem with an installation or software package, you run a significant risk of falling behind. Also, your classmates will be depending on your participation and input. The expectations for participation and effort in this course are the same as for any U of A School of Information Resources and Library Science master's level course. You should plan on spending on average at least 10 hours per week on course activities and studies. Many of you will find you need to spend somewhat more than that, although it varies from week to week and from person to person. So pace yourself throughout the week and ask questions earlier rather than later. This is an intensive hands-on technology course, and most students who have taken it report spending more time in completion of the required materials than other graduate courses they've taken. If you anticipate a problem or scheduling conflict for a particular week, be sure to let us know in advance and provide us with a plan for keeping current. Keep in mind that a substantial portion of the assignments consists of working on software installed on a single computer. So extended time away from your working computer could also jeopardize your ability to complete all the work successfully. Most of you use laptops, so that's probably not going to be a problem. So about getting help. First, be sure you meet the technology requirements. Some mechanical problems relating to course access or use of the technology tools will result from not meeting the technology requirements. Review the section on resources and requirements to assure you meet the minimum tech recommendations, including broadband access, software and browser versions, memory and disk space. D2L help. You should familiarize yourself with the D2L course management system before the course begins. If you have questions or technical problems using D2L, be sure to access the D2L help modules located on your D2L homepage. The Office of Student Computing Resources offers 24/7 help desk services via phone, chat, or email. The URL is there. And if you have technical problems accessing or using third-party applications such as UACBT, First, review the options for help with those applications on their support pages. They all offer email support if you have technical problems that are not resolved by the online help systems or available FAQs. You should confirm basic usability and compatibility during the pre-session orientation session, so any problems can be resolved before a class starts. Applied technology help. This is a course in applied technology. One of the primary goals of this course is to help you learn how to solve technology problems. So we're here to guide you through the problem-solving process as opposed to providing you with answers. So first, avail yourself of the activity discussion section to post technical questions, problems, or issues. Your fellow students are excellent sources of information. Also search the web for user groups, FAQs, how-to guides, and the text of specific error messages. Don't just post into activities section with a question like, my program doesn't work, because you're not going to get a very good answer. Begin to build both a list of technology resources and an individual personal approach to problem resolution. We're available to assist with this process. Your success in this course depends not so much on getting the right answer as in acquiring and demonstrating proficiency and skill in finding and applying available resources to solve problems. This is a course in learning how to solve problems. And share. Your fellow students will appreciate your sharing solutions you find to problems you encounter. Use the student lounge or weekly activity discussion sections as appropriate. You know, many years ago I managed a tech support department for a small software development firm with customers in the retail business. We were underfunded, understaffed, and pretty much always behind. Sometimes it took a day or so before a problem report or call could be returned. The calls were always a panic. We need help right now or the world's going to end, you know, that kind of thing. When it took us longer to return the call, though, up to half the problem reports had been solved by the user before we got back to them. The clients who spent the time working to solve their own problems learned a lot more about their system and ended up using their systems more effectively. They were more confident. They took greater advantage of the system when they learned it. Most of the people who always relied on tech support to solve every problem for them were not among those making the best use of the software. We believe that authentic experiential learning occurs when you have a real-world problem and work creatively to solve it. Don't give up too soon. This is a wonderful opportunity to play in a sandbox, try new things, and even fail occasionally with relatively few consequences. Cultivate curiosity, perseverance, and patience. On the other hand, don't fail out of stubbornness. If you hit the wall, ask for help. Everyone can and should do well in this course. You know, on the other hand, students with strong technical backgrounds may find some or many of the exercises already familiar. Students with advanced technical skills who are already proficient with one or more portions of the course might want to think about proposing, with the approval of the instructor, more advanced work in order to improve their knowledge and skills. The instructor may also suggest options throughout the course that technically advanced students may consider in order to maximize the learning experience. It's entirely possible that some students will have superior knowledge of some course elements. If you feel you're already an expert in a course topic or a topic you feel should be included in the course, you might consider proposing to create a guest lecture. Teaching is one of the best ways to confirm how well you really know something. And finally, about the organization of the course as far as instruction. Keep in mind that your adjunct faculty instructor is your primary classroom instructor for classroom support, guided discussion, grading, and so on. The instructor of record provides course design, instructional materials such as videos and exercises and certain background support. So thanks for watching, and we look forward to working with you this semester.